Hello, this is John LaRosa, president of Marketdata Enterprises, and we've been tracking the weight loss market since 1989 for 22 years. This is our specialty. We cover a wide range of service sectors, but this is by far the one that we cover in the most depth and we have the most resources available for. Now, the weight loss market in the U.S. is now a $60+ billion industry. Yet, unbelievably, there still is no trade association or trade journal or magazine representing the business. This is because many of the companies are small, privately owned, very competitive, cutthroat competition, and no one really trusts each other to be in the same room with the leaders of the top management of the weight loss companies. So they haven't come together to form a trade association. So we're about the closest thing that you can get to it in terms of being an unbiased observer and tracker of the market. We've been doing it since 1989. We published our first study called the U.S. Weight Loss and Diet Control Market in that year. And then in 1990, there were actually congressional hearings into the industry's marketing and advertising practices, and our study was used as background material for those investigative hearings. We cover all 10 segments of the market, and that's what makes us a little different from some of the other market research companies out there. Many of the other companies will cover the meal replacements market or the diet drugs market or weight loss centers, but not all of them. We cover all 10 segments. We do the following things. We do market studies. We do teleconferences. We do consulting and custom research. We operate several major diet information websites. We maintain a panel of dieters and consumers that take the online interactive survey at bestdietforme.com, where we can track online dieter preferences and demographics. And we publish that in a quarterly report called Online Dieter Research Reports each quarter of the year. So again, these are the things that Marketdata does in terms of the diet market. Taking a look at a chart of the historical value of the market, this is what it looks like. You can see, well, maybe not that clearly in here, but you can see since 1993, the industry has grown quite a bit and doubled in value. It used to be $31 billion in 1993, now it's $60.9 billion. So it's pretty much been a straight upward growth path, with the exception of the last recession when the industry basically was flat. But that's not the norm. The norm for this industry is pretty much 6% average annual growth. One interesting table comes from the Calorie Control Council, which every few years does a study on Americans' consumption of low-calorie foods and beverages, and also what percentage of American adults are on a diet. This shows that between 2004 and 2010, the percentage of Americans on a diet rose from 33% to 54%. 54% of American adults on a diet in 2010. That's the highest percentage we've seen from the Calorie Control Council since 1986. Now, we estimated in the last couple of years that there are about 75 million dieters out there in the U.S. With these new numbers, however, we believe the number could now be well over 100 million dieters taking some action to lose weight in the U.S., which is a major change. Okay, what are the major market segments? Here they are. We have diet soft drinks, we have artificial sweeteners, we have diet foods, we have commercial weight loss centers, We have medical programs, we have weight loss surgery, we have over-the-counter meal replacements, and the total adds up to $60.9 billion. By the way, you can find a press release with all these numbers at our website at marketdataenterprises.com. On the home page, near the bottom, there's a press release there's a link that says press releases. So this is free and available for the media. Some of our forecasts for 2011 and 2012. We expect that by the end of 2011, the market will have grown 2% to $62 billion. There were no new blockbuster prescription diet drugs that came out, and the free and low-cost diet websites gained a lot of traction. Websites like sparkpeople.com and weightwatchers.com have grown tremendously. The multi-level marketing channels will also do well. That's things like Take Shape for Life, operated by MetaFast, Herbalife, Amway, New Skin International. Because of the recession, there are less job opportunities out there, and multi-level marketing is a very easy business to get started in, very low cost, no barriers to entry. Anybody can become an independent contractor and distributor. So it's become popular during this recession to pursue that as an alternative career. There's been a return to regular food-based plans and away from expensive diet company foods and supplements. This year we expect 3.5% growth for the major commercial diet chains, and we expect meal replacements such as shakes and nutrition bars to grow at a faster rate than over-the-counter diet pills. We also expect that the small to mid-size medical weight loss chains will have grown pretty good, probably at a 6% rate. And we expect that to continue next year in 2012, 6 to 7% growth for the medical chains. The total market for 2012, we expect to grow 3.5%. We don't expect any blockbuster diet drugs, prescription drugs to enter the market, so that segment should be flat. We do expect 10% growth next year in the revenues for the major diet websites. We expect 5% growth for the MLM channels. We expect 4.5% growth for the commercial chains, such as Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem. We think that next year will be a little better, a little stronger recovery, and with this increased number of dieters out there, the estimated 100 million plus, we think that a rising tide will lift all ships. Now for 2014, going out a little further, we see the emerging international markets growing faster than the US and Europe. We see weight loss services locating in more non-traditional sites, such as drugstore chains, healthcare mini clinics that you find in CVS and Walgreens. We expect more weight loss centers to locate in shopping malls. We expect more OBGYNs to get involved in weight loss. And we do expect within the next 4 years that at least one new major prescription diet drug will gain approval, possibly 2 or even 3, because all the pharmaceutical companies are working heavily on R&D to find that magic pill. We expect the industry's growth rate to return to the historical norm of 5 to 6% per year. We expect more cross-promotion and joint marketing deals between diet companies and health clubs, diet companies and hospitals, diet companies and doctors, etc. We think that the brick-and-mortar diet center chains, it will become more and more difficult for them to maintain good profit margins, and the overhead is just too high. We see more companies going online on the internet and delivering their services through the web, through websites, and through coaching by phone or other means than in person. We think the 80% of dieters out there that are do-it-yourself dieters will continue at that rate, if not increase, and that do-it-yourself trend should tend to depress the average price of the typical weight loss program. So anyway, that's some of our forecast. I will be doing 2 reports like this per year, one at the end of the year, looking at the coming year, the upcoming diet season for the next year, and a mid-year report in June or July showing where we've been so far in the year and what the outlook is for the remainder of the year. So again, if you would like to get information and reports that are the most in-depth and comprehensive about the diet market, please visit marketdataenterprises.com. Take advantage of our market research reports, our teleconferences, our consulting. Take a look at the latest news on dietbusinesswatch.com. Thank you and happy holidays.